Yeah. 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 We rolling deep across our 10 in the dirty South where the rivers blend from Lake Charles to Baton Rouge. We riding with the Saints under them southern skies. We hustle hard, ain't no time to stop. Drive to the top, it's our time to shine. From Nola's hard, we redefine the grind. Southwest Louisiana, stand up proud. With every beat, we bring the heat, hear the crowd. From Houston streets to Lafayette, Long McNeese. Right, let the raging cages flow. DJ Dirty South, turn it up loud. Market more vibes, yeah, we make our proud. Get on the bus, we coming alive. Drive to the top, it's our time to shine. From Nola's hard, we redefine the grind. Southwest Louisiana, stand up proud.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to another nostalgia. Did I say nostalgia? Sorry, I got too much shit going on right now. Prepping last second. Welcome to another live edition of On the Go right here on Driving to the Top Productions and, of course, Dirty South Entertainment. Of course, I am your host, Mr. DJ Dirty South himself, Marky Mark. You can find me on X. First off, what's up, everybody? I'm going to do all the handles and shit later. It is Thursday, July 9th, 2026. Yeah, I got the date right. I almost got that wrong, too. I almost didn't want to come on tonight, but I had to. And it's not because I don't want to entertain y'all. No, ever since I've got my early edition of EA Sports College Football 27, I could not get off the damn console. That's why I've been MIA all week. I wasn't on Open Mic. I wasn't on Fans of the Diamond. Anything like that. I've been on EA Sports CFP 27 for the last several days. I can't get off of it, and I had to force myself to get off of it to do another preview tour for you guys. So we're going to do that tonight. This is where the part where I say, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow me on X at DirtySouthENT_, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube channel. On Driving to the Top Productions, of course, you could find on Facebook, X, Instagram. Also said subscribe to my YouTube channel. This show is presented by, of course, Rogue Energy, the official gaming drink of On The Go, and POGGERS, the official vitamin supplement of On The Go. The promo code is right there, OTG, to get 10% off of your order, whether you go to poggers.shop or go to rogueenergy.com or download Rogue Energy on any mobile device, on any Apple products and whatnot. So we're going to be talking another preview. We're going to keep it in H-Town. A week ago, I previewed the 2026 Houston Cougars season, and now I'm here to do my first of two NFL teams. We're going to keep it in H-Town. Like the board says, tonight I am going to preview the Houston Texans for the 2026 season. So let me take a nice swig real fast. And now we don't have to waste any time because we can go ahead and get on. Well, we're already on the bus. Go across H-Town. Golly, I am not on my fucking game tonight. Let's take it to the 713, shall we? And go ahead and talk about these Houston Texans right about now. Let's go. All right, there you see NRG Stadium. We're going to get this ball rolling. We're going to do the main course for tonight. I'm going to talk and preview the 2026 Houston Texans season. Let's kind of rewind a year back and let's see how this team went compared to what I can expect and what we can predict for the 26 season. Of course, last season in 2025, under head coach D'Amico Ryan, and then, of course, Nick Caley as offensive coordinator, Matt Burke as defensive coordinator. Last year, the Texans went 12-5 overall, second in the AFC South, made the playoffs as a wild card, got the win in the first round over the Pittsburgh Steelers, but lost in the divisional round to the team that ended up clinching the AFC, the New England Patriots. A couple of all-pros in this game. First-team all-pro, including Will Anderson Jr., Derek Stingley Jr., and, of course, Danielle Hunter. You might hear two names in there I believe could be impact players. We had 6 Pro Bowlers from last season, including Will Anderson Jr., Derek Stingley Jr., Azeez Al-Shahir, Nico Collins, Kalen Bullock, and, of course, Kamari Lassitier were some of your Pro Bowlers from last season. Let's see what we can expect for this season. Now, remember, this is going to be a historic season indeed. It will be the 25th, I think it's the 25th season as a franchise. Or was that last year? Hold on. I remember I saw something on X. I think this is their 25th season. Yeah, I was correct. This upcoming season is the 25th season of the franchise. 25 years as the youngest franchise in the NFL. They started their season in 2002. I think they were formed as a team as a franchise in 2000. I think it was in 2001. They got it done, but they were established in 2002. So this will be their 25th season. Established in 2002. Going in their 26th season. Once again, under head coach D'Amico Ryan, I want to say this is now his this is going to be his 4th season as the head coach for the Houston Texans. He was named the head coach in 2023. He also was a former player for the team from 2006 to 2011. So got him back, of course, as the new head. Still as the head coach. Here's just what we've had during the offseason. I know you want to rewind the clock back a little bit, go to the NFL draft. Remember, they only had 1 first-round pick in the first round. They did have 2 first-round picks, but they ended up trading the 28th pick to the Buffalo Bills. But 26th pick in the first round, they drafted offensive guard Keelan Rutledge out of Georgia Tech. They did manage to get other players like in the second round, picking up Caden McDonald from Ohio State, Marlon Klein out of Michigan. They also ended up picking Febechi Nawayu, offensive guard out of Oklahoma, as the 106th pick. Wade Woodis, linebacker out of Clemson, as the 123rd pick. I like this one here. I remember I talked about this when I recapped the draft. Kamari Ramsey, safety out of USC, as the 141st pick. Wide receiver Lewis Bond from Boston College as the 204th pick. And linebacker Aiden Fisher out of Indiana were their picks. They actually had quite a bit of draft picks, but they made a bunch of trades in the draft. I know they traded 1 first-round pick, 1 second-round pick, all 3 of their third-round picks, 2 of their fourth-round picks, 1 fifth-round, 3 sixth-round picks, and 2 of their seventh-round picks. They had a lot of picks. They could have added more players to the roster. But they only drafted 8 players. They had the most draft picks in that whole draft, but they ended up picking some up and trading some and whatnot. But I know they also picked up some players as undrafted free agents, including Dominic Bailey from Tennessee, a defensive tackle, Sam Hagan, offensive lineman from South Dakota State, Stephen Hall, cornerback from Missouri, Sebastian Harsh, defensive end out of NC State, James Neal III, offensive line from Iowa State, Joshua Pitzenberger, running back from Yale, Trayvon Saunders, wide receiver from Colgate, Daniel Shabakowicz, wide receiver from Illinois State, Jack Stonehouse, punter from Syracuse, Jalen Walthall, wide receiver from Incarnate Word, Noah Whittington, running back out of Oregon, and Colin Wright, cornerback out of Stanford. People they picked up in free agents, we could probably see some of these names take the field during preseason. Some could get called up, some could get cut. We'll see how that goes there. But when it comes to current rosters and whatnot, I'm just going to go off the straight edge and just tell you a couple of impact players I could see going into the 2026 season for the Texans. So how I did this, I didn't do this with college. I just randomly picked some guys, but I'm going to do the same thing with the Saints when I get to them in a few weeks. I'm going to pick 2 players from offense and 2 from defense who I can believe could definitely be some impact players and could be well-known. I mean, they're already well-known around the league, but you might see them rack some numbers up for their team and their stats and everything in between, rack up some fantasy points for y'all, and you'll hear like every day throughout Sports Center. I know I give this guy a lot of shit, but it's a new season, despite where he went to college, because I despise Ohio State with a passion. I'm going to throw our quarterback in there, C.J. Stroud, going into his 4th season with the Houston Texans. A little recap from last season. He threw for over 3,000 yards, 19 touchdown passes. He only threw 8 interceptions. But his numbers from last season, he threw over 400 passes, only completed 273, completed 64.5% of his passes in the regular season. Like I said, over 3,000 passing yards in the regular season, averaging 7.2 yards. He threw 19 touchdowns last season, only threw 8 interceptions. The longest touchdown he threw last season, 75 yards. He was sacked 23 times last season. Now, he could also run the ball as well. He averaged 4.4 yards per carry. He only had 1 rushing touchdown. His longest rush was for 30 yards, but 209 rushing yards on 48 carries last year in the regular season. Now, when you go into the postseason, he only threw 79 passes, only completing 41 of those passes, over 400 passing yards in postseason. He did throw 2 touchdowns in the postseason, only threw 5 interceptions. His longest pass, 46 yards. He only been sacked 6 times in the postseason, but he did have 3 carries for 11 total rushing yards. His longest was 10 in that, which that was about put his numbers where he was. But as in his career with the Texans, so far he's already over 10,000 passing yards. He only needs like a couple hundred to get to 11,000 in his career. He's also had a total of how many touchdowns? He only had 4 touchdowns in his career. He needs 1 more to get to 5. Despite the number of times he's been sacked in his career, hopefully that number can stay low and they can continue to try and make him a better player, because he's like a very underrated quarterback in the AFC. With how good this team was last year, I expect him to be a top contender, but they just kind of shit the bed going into the postseason. But I think C.J. Stroud can kind of turn it around going into his 4th season. I think he can shock some people. They're already one favorite to win the AFC South. I remember when I was on KCB network, we talked about the AFC South, and I said I had the Houston Texans winning that division. I think everybody in that conversation picked the Texans to win the AFC South, because looking at the other teams, Tennessee Titans might be the short end of the straw, could be the worst team in the division. The Colts could be average. The only team that could be dangerous, despite them losing their running back to the Saints, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. If anybody could be a runner-up right now, I would probably say Jacksonville be the runner-up, but don't sleep on the Colts. They could surprise some people, but I think Titans are going to get the shit end of the stick, and Houston will continue on to be the favorite to win that division. Also, as an impact player on the Texans offense, I'm going to go with my guy, wide receiver Nico Collins, who had over 1,100 receiving yards last year on 71 receptions. He only had 6 touchdowns. I felt like he should have had more. Hopefully this season he can increase that number up to more. I think he'll definitely have another season with over 1,000 receiving yards, but I'd like to see him double that number, maybe get 12 touchdowns this coming season. I mean, last year in the regular season, he had 120 catches on 71 receptions. He averages 15.7 yards per catch. In the regular season, he did have, like I said, 6 touchdowns. His longest was for 57 yards. Didn't run the ball too much. He only had 2 carries for 15 yards, but he did get 1 rushing touchdown in the regular season. He did lose a ball and fumble last season. Now, in the postseason, not many big numbers, but he only had 7 total catch out of 3 receptions. He had made 3 catches out of 7 only averaging 7 yards per catch in the postseason. No touchdown. Hopefully they can turn that around. But I expect this guy to be one of the most impact receivers, not just for the Houston Texans, but could be in the AFC. So we'll see what happens with Nico Collins. I mean, despite I joke around saying, oh, the whole Michigan-Ohio State rivalry, maybe that's why CJ's not giving Nico some catches and making him as a target, throwing the ball. Maybe they could put that rivalry aside and maybe they could maybe work as a team. Maybe it could be a dangerous duo despite where their rival schools are. Nico and CJ could make a great pairing. We just got to trust the process. So that's my 2 impact players on offense. Now, if we're talking defense, you want to talk about rival schools. I'm not being biased here, but I mean, 2 guys I've enjoyed watching over the years. One guy I remember watching in college, but I'm going to start with probably one of the most impact players on defense. We got defensive end, Will Anderson Jr. He could play defensive end. He could play edge rusher. I've seen him. He could even play linebacker if he wanted. Last season, 12 sacks. He tied 8th in the league with that. Over 35 solo tackles last season and 3 forced fumbles in the regular season. Let's see. Also, no interceptions, no touchdowns. Hopefully that could be like a key factor for Will Anderson. Maybe he can get a little scoop and score. Maybe do what J.J. Watt did in the past as a defensive lineman. But in the postseason, he only had 6 total tackles and 3 solo and 3 assists. While in the regular season, Will Anderson Jr., 54 total tackles, 35 solo, 19 assists and 12 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. Also 3 in the postseason, and only 2 fumble recoveries, but not in the regular season. I think he can improve. He'll be one of the most dangerous guys and could be the it factor of that Texans defense. Meanwhile, in the Texans backfield, I got to go with another guy I've enjoyed watching for the last several years. Back in his days at LSU, and you know who I'm talking about, Derek Stingley Jr., who had a hell of a season last year. 4 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 26 solo tackles, 36 total, 10 assists, 68 total yards, and 1 touchdown. I mean, I'm hoping he can have more. I'd like to see him maybe get 5 touchdowns, even if 5 pick sixes. That's the goal right there. I would love to see him get. But meanwhile, in the regular season, he only had 3 total tackles and 3 solo. Watch this guy get his name called about. I'm waiting to see if they give him like a franchise deal. I mean, he's been with the Texans since he got drafted in 2022. So this is now going to be his 5th season. I think he's about to be out of his rookie contract, if he's already not out of it. They should be negotiating, working on an extension for Derek Stingley here. But I think he could be another impact player on defense. I'm looking forward to see what he can do and see if Texans can continue to be one of the top defenses in the AFC. So more on the Texans. I mean, that's all I got with breaking down players and my impact guys. I'm going to be predicting the schedule real quick, but uniform combos, I mean, you know how this goes. I mean, you got your normal home, the Navy, whether they do Navy on white or they do an all Navy out. And same thing like if they're on the road, you got your combos here. You got the white on Navy, or they might do all white with the Navy helmets. I'm going to save the 2 best ones for last because I can tell you what actual games they're going to wear those at. But let me pull up right about now the 2026 schedule for the Houston Texans. And if I'm going to pull on the side their actual home theme nights, because they did announce theme nights for all their home games, including, so preseason, they even have theme nights for preseason, which as you see, they got 3 preseason games. They're kind of shadowed and faded out. You can't really see, but first preseason game is at home in NRG Stadium, August 13th against the Chargers, which I think it says on here, I'm looking through my phone, it's youth football night, play football, youth football night. Oh, no, play football. That then Thursday, August 20th, they will host the Las Vegas Raiders. That one's actually going to be on ESPN. It says play football, she's next, whatever that means. But week 1, actually the first 2 games of the season are at home. So this is also where I'm going to also make predictions where I think if they can start the season off with a win or not. And actually, these first two are going to be real tough tests for the Texans. Week 1, they host the Buffalo Bills, and it's going to be a whiteout. So they're going to want their fans to wear white. And if I'm going to take a wild guess, even the Texans might wear white. They might wear this at home. Sometimes we see them wear away uniforms at home occasionally in the season. So if my calculations are correct, if they want the fans to wear white, I guarantee you they're going to wear white as well. But do they start the season off with a win with a team like Buffalo, who was a playoff contender over the years, but never getting over that hump of either making it to the AFC Championship, or if the time they did, they don't win the AFC? This could be a real tough test, especially when Buffalo goes into their brand new home week 2. This is a toss-up. But why do I feel, if they lose this game, I wouldn't be shocked. You're not going to win all your games. Just the fact of how good both these teams were. This could be a caliber playoff matchup. You want them to start off at home with a victory, but why do I feel they might drop the week 1 game with the Buffalo Bills? If I'm going to be honest, I think they could drop this and start off the season 0-1. So I'll give them a loss against the Bills. Now, week 2, when they come back home and host the Cincinnati Bengals, this is going to be International Day. They cannot start 0-2. I feel like they'll go win one and lose the other. So if I have them losing to the Buffalo Bills, I'm going to have them beating the Cincinnati Bengals in week 2. Plus, I don't believe if Joe Burrow got the protection he needs, and we know their history of injured quarterbacks with that. So I'm going to give them a victory over the Cincinnati Bengals. Week 3, first road game of the season and first division matchup. They go to Indianapolis to play the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to give this one a win. I said they were going to dominate most of the division. The Colts, well, I think they could possibly sweep them. I'm not going to spoil it just yet, but they're going to Indy week 3. I think they go with the victory, so I'm going to give them a win over the Indianapolis Colts. Mark your calendar for this one. Week 4, October 4th. That's where it all began. They're going to be celebrating 25 years as a franchise. Their very first matchup as a franchise was against their in-state rivals, the Dallas Cowboys, and they're going to run it back like it's 2002 all over again, the 25th season game. I would love if they would wear throwback. They don't really have a throwback, but if my calculations are correct, I feel like they're going to go with this look. Even though they did wear this look in their debut game against the Cowboys, they will probably wear this look, but you know what? I would not mind if they go battle red against the Cowboys. But there was no advertisement about it. They did have the outer line of the square I'm looking at for their home themes outlined in red. Maybe it could be a teaser they wear the battle red, but either way, Cowboys might be a sneaky team, but man, they need to beat Dallas again. They beat them in their debut. The last time they played the Cowboys, they beat Dallas. And I think they beat them in Dallas. They didn't play them in Houston. I don't remember if the game was in Houston or if it was in Dallas, but I got them beating the Cowboys, winning 3 straight. And when we go into week 5, you know what? Make it 4 in a row, because it's the first meeting with those damn Tennessee Titans who rebranded their uniforms. Now they're going with the Oiler colors to rub it in our face. Tennessee ain't gonna. They and in their logo they drop the comet fire. It's just the little circle with the T and the 3 stars. Looks like shit. But I don't see them sweating with Tennessee at all. Week 5 they will go to Nashville to play the Titans. So give me a victory. They'll win 4 in a row. Week 6, it's an international game. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars, the first of 2 meetings, but they're going to play the game in London. I don't remember if it's at Wembley or Tottenham Stadium. I want to say it's at Wembley. But either way, but why do I feel this is going to be a loss? Because I said they could sweep the Titans and they could sweep the Colts, but I would love for them to sweep all three of their division rivals. But I feel like if they drop one game, they got to go play Jacksonville in London. That's going to favor the Jags more than anything. So just spoiler alert, this will be their only division loss all season. So I'll give them taking a loss to the Jags week 6. Week 7, they're back at home against the New York Giants, and it's Battle Red night. End zones will be red. The Texans logo midfield will be red. My favorite sets of alternate uniforms. I am obsessed with this Battle Red. I love the helmets. I love the helmets a lot, but it's those red uniforms. That's my favorite. Yeah, I love the screw blue or the city blue, candy blue. I love the helmet more. That helmet is my favorite. But the jerseys, I'm going with the Battle Reds. It's my favorite. It's Battle Red night. I think their record is not. I think they're 2-1 in the Battle Reds or something like that. I think they've only wore the Battle Reds 2 or 3 times, and I know they won one game for sure, and they lost one, but I swear they've worn them 3 times. Whatever their record is in the Battle Reds, they're going to add another W to it. So I got them beating the Giants on Battle Red night in Houston. So week 8 will be a bye week. Then they're going to go on 2 straight road games, week 9 and 10. Week 9, they head out west. They go to SoFi to play the Chargers. Chargers could be a sneaky team in the AFC West. This one could be a toss-up, but I'm very confident that they could maybe, I don't know. Wouldn't be surprised if, I would love if they can win back-to-back road games, but if they would end up losing one, I think they would lose to the Chargers, so I'll just give them a loss to the Chargers. Now, when they go to Cleveland to play the Browns, that's a win there. I will give them a win against the Cleveland Browns. That'll be win number 6 of the season for them. Okay, so I have some questions for this Week 11 matchup. First off, it's a Thursday night football game. They're hosting the Indianapolis Colts. The theme they have, it's rivalries game. Now, supposedly there's this new set when it comes to uniforms. We've had Color Rush over the years. We have City Connect uniforms, whatnot as an alternate. Now they got this new edition called Nike Rivalries. Supposedly the Houston Texans are getting some brand new uniforms. I have not seen what they officially look like. They have not revealed them yet, but they will wear them week 11 against the Indianapolis Colts. Someone thinks they might be grayish looking. It might be a Space City Connect style. Someone did a custom wear, no shit, real talk. They took the Battle Red helmet, made it silverish and a little black. The horns were red, white, and blue. It was basically the Battle Red style in a space gray. It almost looked like a fucking McFlurry from McDonald's. I didn't know what to think of it, but nothing was official. That was custom fan made. So they have not yet revealed the Texans rivalry edition uniforms that they will wear week 11 against the Indianapolis Colts. But as soon as I get a hold of it, I will reveal it on this show, and I will give you my honest review on it. But as far as their game against the Colts, this will be a sweep against the Colts this season because I got them winning week 3, and you could throw them winning week 11 at home. So that'll be win number 7 for the Indianapolis Colts. Week 12, they're hosting the Baltimore Ravens. This one can go either way. Matter of fact, I want to say the last time they hosted the Ravens in Houston was on Christmas Day when Beyonce and Post Malone and them had that concert. They did wear the screw blue, candy blue, but they got embarrassed on Christmas Day. I really don't know how the season could go for the Baltimore Ravens. There's a mixed reaction if they can win the AFC North or they could be a wild card team. It depends how Lamar Jackson takes this team. But why do I feel That game plus the next 2 games after that could put them in jeopardy of losing a game. But it's the Baltimore Ravens. I won't think about that. I'm going to pick them to beat the Ravens. But these next 2, I am not 100% sure about. Why do I feel week 13? It's Sunday Night Football, prime time. Their third primetime game, if you want to count the game in the international game in London as prime time, because it is on the NFL Network. Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Why do I feel like they're going to blow this game? The Steelers want redemption after that wild card playoff loss, and it's in Pittsburgh. I know Adam and Rich are loving this right now, but why do I feel they're going to blow this game against the Steelers on prime time? I got them losing to the Steelers, and then you want to make it worse, week 14, they go to Washington to play Jake Daniels and the Commanders, a team I have as a sneaky team to win the NFC East. Despite everyone thinking the Eagles might win it or the Cowboys could shock people, I got Washington winning the NFC East. And I don't like their chances of playing Washington. I got them losing to the Commanders. Week 15, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. By the way, they're back to the theme nights. The Ravens game is Salute to Service, so that's going to be like their Veterans Day edition game. December 20th, it's Kids Day presented by Texas Children's Hospital. I don't know what kind of thing they're going to do special there, but it's a division rivalry. I said they would lose to Jacksonville in London, but it's in Houston. I'm going with the Jags to fall in H-Town. So I got them winning that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. All right, so that'd be win number 9. I'm tallying my record, and then I can put at the end what I think their record's going to be. All right, week 16, Christmas Eve, Thursday Night Football. They're going to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. I know how dangerous that fan base is. It's Christmas in Philly. Philly fans are fucking crazy. And why do I feel like every time they play around Christmas, they blow it? I don't. They're going to play 2 times in Pennsylvania. I think they're going to be 0-2 in Pennsylvania. I would love a Christmas miracle if they could beat the Eagles on Christmas Eve, but I don't believe in that Christmas miracle will happen. What I would love, a Christmas miracle, any miracle. You kick off the new year, 2027, week 17, you got Monday Night Football at Lambeau against the Green Bay Packers. I would love a win here. Texans are not afraid to play in the freezing cold, especially when you got guys who are used to the cold like C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins. This will be a comfortable game with them. But shocker here, folks. I think they can beat the Packers at Lambeau. I think an upset here. And then finally, week 18, they close out the regular season with their arch nemesis, the Tennessee Titans. And it's Space City game. It's blue. It's screw blue. They will close out the regular season with this bad-ass combo. Love how the Texans logo's in that blue, that candy blue with the red star eye, but it's those helmets. Favorite Houston helmet. I need a hat with that H on it. And they're going to close out the regular season with a win against their arch rivals, the Tennessee Titans. So with that being said, I have the Houston Texans in the regular season winning the AFC South with an overall record of 11-6. Final tally right there. I think they'll have a great season. Despite, I mean, you're going to lose some games, but I have them having 6 losses. Let's see. I said losing to the Buffalo Bills, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the LA Chargers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Washington Commanders, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Everyone else is all a win. I'm going with them being 11-6 and winning the AFC South, and hopefully they can get past that second round. I'm not saying they're going to go to the Super Bowl, but I would love to at least see them get to the AFC Championship for the first time in franchise history. That's the goal right there. If they make it but don't win it and don't go to the Super Bowl, I won't be upset. It'll suck, but I will be happy they at least got to the AFC Championship. But the AFC is going to be tough. I don't know how the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be in the AFC. You better watch the Buffalo Bills. You better watch the New England Patriots, another team that can be sneaky in the AFC. You better watch the Denver Broncos. That's another team to watch out for. Hell, watch out for the Chargers. I think they can make some noise too. Kansas City's a question mark. It depends how they really want. Depends the aftermath of Travis Kelce getting married. Is he really going to be focused on football? And if Mahomes can stay fully healthy. If they can be a dangerous team to win the AFC or not. I know a lot of people would love if they don't. But that's my official preview of the Houston Texans for the 2026 season. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully they can keep the ball rolling. But let's go ahead and finish the H-Town talk because, like I said, it might be a short show. I might keep it at an hour. I only have 4 more topics left before we wrap this up. But we're going to keep this in Houston. Let's go jump to Daikin Park and do some Astros talk real quick. Let's talk Astros real quick, what's happened recently, and before they go into their big all-star break and whatnot. So let's go ahead and take it to Daikin. Let's take it to the icebox for some Astros talk. This is Astros Talk, where I'm going to talk Houston Astros baseball, and I'm not going to complain too much. I know they got an off day today. They needed one, but in their last 2 series, they did. Good news, they did win one against a very tough Tampa Bay Rays team. I was happy they got their business done with the Rays. The Nationals, they should have won that series. But let's go back to recapping with the Rays. This past 4th of July weekend, the fireworks were popping at Daikin Park. They did drop the first game 3-1, but they did get a win on the 4th of July. 10-8 was the final there, and then Sunday they got the win, shutting them out 2-0. Against the Rays, the hitting crew had 13 runs, 20 hits, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 6 home runs, 13 RBIs, 42 total bases, 5 walks, and 20 strikeouts. Their batting average against the Rays this past weekend was .215. Their OPP was .267. Their sluggage percentage was .452, and their OPS was .719. While the pitching crew allowed only 18 hits, 10 errors, 5 home runs, 11 walks, and threw 27 strikeouts with their ERA at 3.33. Not bad. I'll take that. But against the Nationals, they should have won that first game. Didn't make a good comeback in time. They dropped the game 12-11, but they did win the second game 6-3 in a comeback, but they did drop. They got fucking embarrassed in that final game 8-2. The hitting crew only had 19 runs, 26 hits, 5 doubles, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, 43 total bases, 10 walks, 24 strikeouts, and 5 stolen bases against the Nats. With their batting average at .257, their OPP was .330, their sluggage percentage was .426, and their OPS was .756. The pitching crew only allowed 33 hits, 18 errors, 17 walks, 7 home runs, and 22 strikeouts, and their ERA was .648. Their ERA was fucking dog shit. Not doing good right now, but they do got one more series left before the first half commences, and they go into All-Star break. But as of right now, the Houston Astros are 46-49 overall. They only need 3 more wins to tie their losing record in 4 to get over that losing number. They're 3rd in the AL West, they're 8th in the American League, and they're 19th overall in Major League Baseball. But coming up, they are going to play the 3rd Lone Star Series of the season between them and the Texas Rangers. In their last 7 games, the Astros went 5-2 this season against the Rangers. A couple stats against this team. The hitting crew so far against the Rangers in 7 games. 31 runs, 47 hits, 5 doubles, 15 home runs, 30 RBIs, 97 total bases, 18 walks with only striking out 53 times. But their batting average, .211, OPP .288, slug percentage .435, and OPS .723. They can hit against this team. And even on fielding, It's not bad against this team. I mean, the pitching crew has only allowed 33 hits, 23 errors, 7 home runs, and 26 walks and 49 strikeouts against this Rangers team with their ERA at 3.34. So they're actually not doing that bad against their in-state rivals. And I'm hoping they can continue this. They will play 3 more games this weekend before they go into the All-Star break. The pitching battle for the first 2 games are pretty even. I mean, yeah, we got our ace back. I mean, he only started 1 game before he had that gruesome injury. This is only going to be his second start in Hunter Brown. He will play in the first game. Yeah, he's going up against Cal Quantrill, which this is only going to be his 5th start. He's 3-1 as a starter, but when you look at their statistics against each other, their ERAs are pretty even, despite Hunter Brown only having 1 game as a starter. 3.38 versus Quantrill, who's 3.35. Hunter Brown, in just 1 game, Hunter only allowed 23 hits, where Quantrill, as a starter this season, only allowed 35. Hunter Brown also allowed 35 strikeouts, 17 walks, and 4 home runs, where Quantrill threw 27 strikeouts and only allowed 12 walks and 5 home runs. Day 2, it's Peter Lambert versus Kumar Rocker. Peter Lambert's a little more experienced. He's 7-5 as a starter, but Kumar's 2-7. But the stats are pretty even. It's a pretty even battle despite the starting records. Lambert's ERA is 3.26, while Kumar's 3.05. Peter Lambert only allowed 60 hits. Kumar only allowed 81. Both threw 74 strikeouts and only allowed 32 walks. But Peter Lambert allowed 10 home runs, where Kumar only allowed 9. Pretty solid even battle. Astros are actually favored to sweep this team. Friday and Saturday, they're a favorite. Sunday's kind of a question mark. They did pull Imai off the mound. Tetsuya Imai was supposed to start on Sunday, but they pulled him off. They're undecided who's going to take over for that final game. I'm hearing rumors it could be Spencer Arguetti, but I digress. Whoever they're going to start on Sunday, they'll have to start against, I want to say it's Jacob deGrom is the Rangers' ace pitcher, but deGrom will be starting on Sunday for the Rangers. He's 7-5 as a starter. His ERA is 3.49. He only allowed this season 80 hits. He threw 122 strikeouts and allowed 22 walks, and he had 16 home runs he allowed. So could be a dueling battle, whoever they decide, since they pulled Imai from that. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can tie that record. I'm hoping they go 49-49 by the end of the first half of the season going into All-Star break. I know for sure Yordan Alvarez is one of the guys they voted to be on the All-Star. I haven't really checked an update yet to see if any other Astro name has been chosen. But as of right now, it's just Yordan. And when next week comes, since they're not going to play after Sunday, they won't have another game until Friday. I'll be looking to see who they play next weekend. I will have all the numbers typed up. I'm going to be doing quite a bit of talk on the Astros, recapping that horrific first half of the season that I blame on injuries. But what's next after All-Star break, when the second half kicks off? They're going to be back at Daikin Park for their next 2 series. They'll be welcoming the Baltimore Orioles next weekend after the All-Star break. And then following that, of course, they're going to be welcoming in the Miami Marlins. So that's my update on the Houston Astros for this week. Hopefully they can improve and have a better second half. Now that everyone's coming back from injury, this could be a whole different team. I mean, I know they're ranked, they're 3rd with the Mariners on top, and the Rangers are above them in 2nd place in the AL West. I'm hoping by the end of the series, the Astros will be in 2nd place in the AL West over the Rangers and just be right behind the Mariners, and then they could fix that problem when the second half of the season starts. Well, that's all I got on the Houston Astros talk. I'm going to make one more stop on the bus. We're going to take it to my neck of the woods, do a quick rundown of the Gumbeaux Gators within this past week. I know the second half of the Texas Collegiate League is underway. There's only a couple of weeks left before the regular season wraps up. They actually got 3 weeks of games left to play. I know they're playing one right now. They're in Abilene. But let's go ahead and take it to the 337 before I wrap up with some FIFA talk and UFC. So let's go ahead and go to the 337 and let's talk the Lake Charles Gumbeaux Gators, folks.
I love to have a good time. I love to.
God, I need to edit that shit out. But yeah, back on the bus, but we're in the 337. We're going to do a little rundown of the Lake Charles Gumbeaux Gators, who were in first place in the league until they did take some losses. I need to pull up in their last 10 games. But as of right now, the Lake Charles Gumbeaux Gators are 17-13 overall. In their last 10 games, they went 7-3, so they had a good start. 10-4 at home. They're dominant at home, but road about average, 7-9. But as of right now this season, the Gumbeaux Gators numbers, 224 total runs, 274 total hits, 46 doubles, 12 triples, 13 home runs, 173 RBIs, 71 extra bases hit, 383 total bases, 192 walks, hit by a pitch 62 times. They've struck out 235 times. They hit 20 sacrifice flies and 14 sacrifice hits, 15 hits into double play, 89 stolen bases, and was caught stealing 26 times. Their batting average for the season is .277. Their OPP is .418. Their sluggage percentage is .387. And the pitching crew, ERA is .580, but they've thrown 267 strikeouts this season, but have allowed 227 hits, 190 runs, 170 errors, 193 walks, and 11 home runs so far this season for the Gumbeaux Gators. And like I said, they are in second place in their division right now. The Victoria Generals jumped above them. They're back on top with a 21-11 record. Gators 17-13 in second place. San Antonio River Monsters third place at 15-13. The Brazos Valley Bombers are in fourth at 15-15. The Acadiana Cane Cutters, after getting swept by the Gators this past week, we took that 3-3-7 rivalry this week. They're now 15-16. The defending champs, the Baton Rouge Rougarou, are in sixth place at 14-16. The Abilene Flying Bison are currently 12-15, and in last place still, one of the new faces, the Sherman Shadowcats, 9-19 as of right now. But let's see what happened so far this week. In the last week, I know 4th of July weekend, they were supposed to play 4 games, but one game got canceled because of Mother Nature. But they closed out 4th of July weekend with a sweeping the River Monsters on Thursday, 16-0. Last Friday, 9-7, but finished under a weather. But they did have a weather delay. 4th of July, the fireworks were popping, beating the Valley Bombers 7-3. Oh, and correction, I thought they swept the Cane Cutters this week. Now, they did lose Tuesday, 7-4, which did drop them to second place. But the good news was they got a win, 15-6 last night against the Cane Cutters. Currently, right now, they're in the bottom of the 7th. They're trailing 5-4 with the Flying Bison. They still got some time left to play. I think they can get it done. I know they're going to be on the road the rest of the weekend in Texas. They're in Abilene tomorrow night as well. And then Saturday on the 11th and on the 12th, they go to San Antonio to play the River Monsters. And then next week, they're going to be playing like a 4-game series with the Rougarou. Tuesday night at home, Wednesday night in Baton Rouge, a week from tonight at home, and then Friday again in Baton Rouge. And then next weekend, they host the Brazos Valley Bombers. I might make an appearance there on the July 19th, though. We'll keep that updated. But that's your update right now for the Lake Charles Gumbeaux Gators, and that's all the updates I got on my teams right now. But let's wrap this up with 2 more topics. Let's do like a little FIFA recap. Despite with what happened with USA the other day, I really haven't been watching much FIFA, but I'm going to continue on to the very end. I know they started the quarterfinals on the 4th of July, but the final 2 days of the round of 32 will go back to the 2nd of July. Spain beat Austria 3-0. Portugal beat Croatia 2-1. Switzerland beat Algeria 2-0. On Friday, July 3rd, Egypt and Australia tied in regulation 1-1, but Egypt advanced in penalty shots 4-2. Argentina survived over Cape Verde 3-2, and Colombia beat Ghana 1-0. That was a good game. Then the round of 16 began on the 4th of July, and it's The first co-host gets eliminated. Canada fell to Morocco 3-0. France moved on to the quarters, beating Paraguay 1-0. Then Sunday, Norway shocked the system, beating Brazil 2-1. England, Mexico was one of the best matchups of the whole tournament. Your heart broke for Mexico, the second co-host team to get eliminated, but England moved on, winning 3-2. Monday night, first Spain beat Portugal 1-0. Ronaldo played his final FIFA appearance. He's done with FIFA. He'll never play in it again. Then it felt like 2014 all over again when Belgium came to Seattle and embarrassed us 4-1. Ending our run for the cup. We wrapped it up in the round of 16. It was an embarrassing game. It wasn't our best performance, but I couldn't be more proud of the country. Maybe this will boost them to do better in CONCACAF next year. And whenever, I think FIFA, isn't it going to be in it's in Spain in 4 years. So yeah, when we get to 2030, the World Cup will be in Spain. Well, I know the finals are in Spain. They might be playing all over Europe. And then I think in 2034, they're going to be in Saudi Arabia. But I know they're playing the finals in 2030 in Madrid. But, if Spain's one of the hosts, they might have multiple other hosts. But I know for sure Spain will be one of the countries hosting FIFA in 4 years. So, hopefully this will prove to be better. Christian Pulisic, dog shit. They hyped this motherfucker all throughout the tournament to be this top impact player in FIFA. He ain't scored one fucking goal. The MVP of the Team USA was Balogun. Balogun was the leading scorer. He had 3 goals in 4 matchups. Malik Tillman had 2 goals right behind Balogun. Alex Freeman, Berhalter, Giovanni Reina, and Austin Trusty also had 1 goal. Christian Pulisic only had 1 assist the entire tournament. If it was up to me, the only jerseys I've seen were getting sold in stores outside of Christian Pulisic was Weston McKenzie's. McKenzie's fine, even though he didn't do much either. He didn't score 1 goal or assist either. I better see a Balogun and a Malik Tillman jerseys in the store from now on. Because after what I saw, McKenzie didn't do too bad, but I would not wear Pulisic. He didn't do shit. I would either wear Balogun or I'd wear Tillman if I was getting a player's jersey. They were the only ones that carried the team throughout FIFA. Well, we'll see what happens in the near future. We'll see how they do in CONCACAF. Then Tuesday night in the round of 16, once again, the GOAT himself, Messi, survived. They beat Egypt 3-2. Switzerland and Colombia, no score in regulation, but they went into penalties. Switzerland shocked everyone in advance, beating Colombia 4-3. And that was the final day of round of 36. Today was actually the first day of quarterfinals. France was the first team to move on to the semis. They beat Morocco 2-0. I'm going to do a quick we're going to do a quick prediction here because the semifinals won't be until July 14th. So tomorrow, July 10th, we have 1 matchup, Spain and Belgium. I'm going to be rooting for Spain so hard. I'm rooting for Spain. And then we get a double header on Saturday. Norway and England at 4. I have to watch this. I fucking hope Norway moves on. I love their fans. Rowing the boat in the stands. Haaland might be the second best player in FIFA right now behind Messi. I want Norway to get a deeper run. Maybe at least get to the third place game, or if they want to try and play, or if they were to play Argentina in the semifinals or not. But I got Norway advancing. Argentina, Switzerland. As of right now, I got Messi winning 1 more before he wraps it up. France already moved on to the semifinals. I don't know who they're going to play. Let me see if I can. Actually, I can get the bracket up right here. So France will play the winner of Spain and Belgium. So I got France playing Spain. So that means, we'll have to get Norway and Argentina in the semifinal. So France and Spain, that's a toss-up to play Argentina in the finals. I'm about to go with France. The two previous World Cup winners right there. I know France won it in 2018, and Argentina is the current defending champs. They won it last time when they were in Qatar. So the last two winners of the World Cup will play in the finals. And I got Messi winning one more before he officially wraps it up himself like Ronaldo did and whatnot. We'll see what happens, and I will, like I said, I will definitely keep you posted, but we're almost at the finish line. And then when that's over with, we're going to go back to MLS play. And Houston, I should have said this when I was in H-Town talk. I will be in H-Town Saturday, July 25th. I got my ticket. Houston Dynamo, Austin FC, Lone Star Derby. Let's beat those Austin fucks. Let's go, baby. I'll see y'all in H-Town on the 25th. It's been a long time coming. I am so ready to be back in H-Town. I miss everything. I miss listening to the legends while driving down I-10 by downtown. I need a Buc-ee's in my life. I need a Trill Burger in my life. And I need a Smasher Burger in Shell Energy as well. I forgot what company it was. They had their little booth set up. But last time I went to a Dynamo matchup, I ate a killer smash burger. It wasn't from Trill Burger. That was worth the 20. I think it was almost like $20, $22 for that and some fries and a drink. Oh, I'm ready to go back. I'll see you soon, Houston. Your favorite Louisiana boy is coming back. All right, one more thing before we close out. I should have got it ready. We gotta. It's fight week, and it's fight night this Saturday. By the way, let me go ahead and announce it one more time on this show. We got a watch along, another UFC watch along. We got UFC 329, McGregor Holloway 2 in Vegas, and just like we did for Freedom 250, we will have a watch along presented by Dirty South Entertainment, Driving to the Top Productions, and Rogue Energy. You'll see me. You'll see Dylan. You might see Adam. He's supposed to come on. He better show up. Papa Jay's going to be there again. We might have some more faces pop up. We're going to have a great time. And we're going to get drunk for it. But I am so hyped for this fight. And come hang out with us and talk with us. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to go live at 7:55 p.m., 5 minutes before the main card goes live on Paramount Plus. So that way we don't miss anything. I will still make predictions for the prelims. But this is actually the first time these two are actually going to fight on pay-per-view, because I want to say the last time McGregor and Holloway fought, it was a fight night. Like a long fucking time ago. Like it's 13 years in the making. McGregor and Holloway. And McGregor did win the last one, but that's how long it's been. But let's go ahead and make some predictions here. We'll predict the early preliminary cards. You can watch, and also you can watch everything on Paramount Plus now. I mean, you ain't got to go on UFC Fight Pass or ESPN and whatnot. Flyweight, we get Alessandro Costa versus Cody Durden in the flyweight. Like I said, most of these people I don't know, so I'm just going to go by either records or who I think could win. I'm going to go with Cody Durden. Ryan Gandra versus Zachary Reese in the middleweight. This is early prelims, by the way. I'm going to pick Zachary Reese. Farid Basharat versus John Garza. I'm going to go with Basharat. Middleweight, Damian Pennis versus Cesar Almeida. I'm going to go with Almeida. And then in the women's flyweight, we got Tracy Cortez versus Wayne Kong. I'm going to go with Tracy Cortez. 4 fights on the preliminary card, which is also on Paramount Plus. From the featherweight, Luke Riley versus Kai Kamaka III. I'm going to go with Kamaka. Then in the bantamweight, Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. I'm going to go with Cody. Heavyweight division. Gable Stevenson versus Elijah Ellison. I shit-talk Gable Stevenson over the years, but hey, he's a fucking good wrestler. Despite what he did. Fuck what he did. I'm going to go with Gable Stevenson this once. But if he don't win this fight on a prelim, I will probably never fucking pick his ass again. And then in the light heavyweight, Robert Whittaker versus Nikita Krylov. This could go either way. I'm gonna go with Robert Whittaker. All right, here's the main cards that we're gonna be watching in the watch along. First fight from the lightweight division: King Green versus Terrence McKinney. 35-17 is him. Terrence McKinney. Let's see, he's 26. He's 18-8. He got a better record, so I'm gonna go with Terrence McKinney in this one. Then in the flyweight, we got Brandon Royval versus Lanye Kavana. If I even said his name right. Royval, Lanye Kavar. I'm going to have to go with Kavanagh. He got a better record. I'm going to go with Kavanagh here. Bantamweight division, Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Batista. Corey Sandhagen, let's see, he's 18-6. Batista he ain't had 17-3. Ooh. I'm going to go with Corey Sandhagen. I think he could probably pull off. All right, co-main event from the lightweight, Benoit St. Denis versus Paddy Pimblett. Let's see, St. Denis is 17-3. Not a bad record. Paddy Pimblett, oh, this dude looks like a fucking goofball. 23-4. Don't let looks fool you. He looks goofy. He probably is tough, but I'm going to go with St. Denis to beat Paddy Pimblett. And then the main event, the notorious one, Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. This is going to be a hell of a fight. McGregor won the last one back in 2013, but let's see. They both haven't fought in years. I'm hoping it's not a rusty, shitty fight. But Holloway is 27-9. McGregor is 22-6. The fuck you looking at? I got to go with everyone's favorite fighter. I got to go with everyone's favorite Irish ass kicker. I'm going with the notorious one, Conor McGregor. Currently one of my favorites right now. One of my favorites. But that's going to wrap up tonight's edition of On the Go. Again, be sure to come in Saturday night. We're going to remember, I need to go edit that, by the way, and fix that. 7:55 p.m. Central. 5 minutes before the main card goes live on Paramount Plus. I will hit that live button. You will see that watch-along intro. That's like only 30 seconds long. You'll see me and Dylan for sure. You will see Papa J for sure. Hopefully, Adam will make it on. I think he will be there. He said he's going to be there. I'll make sure he's there. Never know who else is going to show up, but it's going to be a fun night. You never know who's going to show up in the comments. But I'm excited for UFC 329 this Saturday. Also, I'm going to be pulling a doubleheader. That morning, I'm going to be doing another episode of the Cajun Turnbuckle podcast with my co-host, Big Rich, where we do our wrestling talk. But that's all sports talk I got for tonight. Everyone, y'all enjoy y'all's weekend. I hope y'all summer's going well. I know it's going by really fast. July is already rolling too, and we still got a few weeks left to go. But this was fun. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all stay safe. Don't get too crazy. Peace, love. I'm out. God bless y'all. God bless America. If I don't see y'all Saturday, I will see y'all Saturday night for the watch along for UFC 329. If not, you can either catch me. I might pop in Monday for Fans of the Diamond if we do some of that talk. I could pop up on open mic next Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. But next Thursday, next episode will be July 16th. I will finally make it to the boot for my preview tour. I'm going to my first Louisiana college. I'm going to be talking the McNeese Cowboys and preview them. We'll see how this preview goes. I'm hoping I can give a lot more info like I did tonight with the Texans. I know when I get to LSU, I will definitely have a lot of info. Same with the Saints. And I'm hoping to have you guys some more info on the Cajuns as well on the 23rd and wrap it up with Tulane on August 13th. But that's all. See y'all next week when I come talk McNeese and whatnot. And y'all have a good night. Deuces. I'm going back on this video game.